Hello and welcome back to the AA NBA podcast. I'm your host, Aiden Hammond.
And I'm Aditya.
And today, we have Game 5 of the NBA Finals recap.
And games. Wait, no, yeah, it was Game 5. Game 6
Yeah.
yeah.
So I actually watched this game, or part of it. I was able to...
We should probably...
Yeah, I was checking the score. I was laying in my bed. I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I have to get up at 4 a.m. And then I was like, fuck it. It's such a close game. I looked at it. There was 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I had been in my bed trying to sleep for a half hour. I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm just going to watch this game on my phone. And I am so glad that I watched this game.
It was really good. The thing is, too, in the past week since the last podcast, Game 3 and Game 4 also happened, and Game 3 was just as crazy.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about Game 3 first or Game 5 because it's more fresh? Maybe let's just do a little bit of, just a tiny recap of Game 3, and then we can talk about recap of Game 3 and Game 4, and then we can talk about Game 5.
All right. So, Game 3, Heat were coming in. They were down 2-0, and then Jimmy Butler goes off. He drops a 40-point triple-double on 14 of 20, no three-pointers taken. And he single-handedly...
That's the most impressive part.
Yeah, he single-handedly takes the Heat past the Lakers.
And just honestly, another example of, it's honestly, the fact that he did that in a finals game, it's got to be embarrassing for Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
It's got to just kill him to be they're playing basketball like this and winning, and I've been sitting on my couch for 3 weeks.
Especially when there was rumors of them trying to, they didn't want to give up, 4 first-rounders for Jimmy, when he was on the Timberwolves.
Oh, my God, dude. Okay, so Jimmy was ridiculous. Jimmy Butler, there has never been a player, while I've watched basketball, that's gone from one of my least favorite players in the league to one of my favorite players in the league so quickly. Like Jimmy Butler. I think it's just the leaving it all on the floor for a finals run because Kawhi Leonard did that too last year. I was not a huge Kawhi Leonard fan after he had kind of what he did to San Antonio, and he completely rehabilitated his reputation for me. He made me like him more by just doing what he did for Toronto. And Jimmy Butler, went from a guy that I thought was, kind of a jackass. I mean, I think everybody thought he was a jackass, but I, didn't like him because of it. And even, into the second round, I was like, oh, fuck Jimmy Butler. Whatever. And now I'm kind of Jimmy Butler is awesome. I love watching him play. He's leaving it all on the floor every night. He's got the Mamba mentality. I hate saying that, but he does. He really does.
Yeah.
He wants to play basketball. He loves it. You can tell that he is really he's really leaving it all out there, and I hope that he can win it.
Yeah. I've been a Jimmy fan for a little while now. I did think some of the stuff he did in Minnesota was a little excessive, unwarranted, but for the most part I've been all right with him. But this playoff run in general, the whole season for the Heat has been putting people on notice. Because they weren't supposed to be. Sure. They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs. And when Jimmy signed with the Heat, everyone was like, oh, he's just going to Miami to party and take it easy. And,
Well, to be fair, look at that roster.
Well, yeah, I know.
That is not...
obviously, hindsight's
the last summer
2020.
Roster,
but...
when they signed him, is completely, nobody knew that Bam Adebayo was going to take the leap to be an all-star. Nobody knew that Tyler Herro... fucking Duncan Robinson played a majority of last year in the G League.
Right.
Nobody thought that Tyler Herro would be performing like this in the finals. Goran Dragic is 34. People were like, whatever. He's going to be good, but is he going to be, balling out for a finals team? Probably not. Nobody knew that they were going to pull off the Iguodala trade. It's just...
Bro, seeing those videos of Goran, I think it was before Game 4 when he was I'm going to try to play, and he, he got on the court, he took, 2 steps, and then he just sat back down, and he, started crying, bro. I was like, oh.
Dude, this is such a. First of all, this series should be over, by the way. Like, the Heat lost. The Heat have had one of their three best players for the majority of the series. Two of them have, like, Bam Adebayo has played parts of Game 1 and then parts of Game 4 and 5. He has not played. He was not in. So I guess they've had him for a majority of the series, technically. But he wasn't really there for Game 1. He was out Games 2 and Game 3. That's Game 3, I would say, is maybe the most impressive finals performance, single game finals performance I've seen since really any of the 4 wins that LeBron had in the finals in 2016. Like, I would say that is, like, just the fact that nobody else was there. Like, he put up, like, Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson, who were, like, with those guys out, they're really supposed to be, like, their second and third scorers with Bam and Dragic out. It's just, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
he made everybody look better on that team.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to Game 4 real quick?
Yeah, so Game 4, Lakers go up 3-1.
Yeah.
Take over.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, LeBron and AD kind of did their things, but not the unspoken hero, Kentavious Caldwell Pope kind of saved them because he had a good game for once. Same with Danny Green. He was 4 of 8. So they both kind of stepped up when, no one else on this team did. Kuzma was 3 of 6 and Markieff Morris was 2 of 8. Rondo was 1 of 7, sorry. But yeah, other than LeBron and AD, it was like Kentavious Caldwell Pope, which was not a sentence I think I'd be saying in the finals.
Yeah,
Right.
the KCP, like, that dagger to put him up by, like, I think 7 with 40 seconds to go, I was like, this dude basically traded with Kyle Kuzma for, like, position in terms of the Lakers fan base of respect. Like, Kyle Kuzma was seen as, like, the third guy, the guy who was probably going to be, like, who was going to be very important for the Lakers finals run.
Yeah.
And KCP was seen as kind of like this, honestly bumbling idiot who couldn't make a shot.
Yeah, he's been a
And
meme
then they
for a
just
few years now.
role reversal. Like,
Well, the thing is, I mean, Kuzma had a good rookie year, and then after that, he's kind of been a meme too. Like,
yeah, I think that the end of his career was when he sang along to "Hot Shower" by Chance the Rapper and was like, "This is fire," and everybody was just like, "Oh man."
oh man, that is no
That's
bueno.
my favorite video. That video is all over the replies every single time he has a shitty game. It's just like Twitter replies. It's like Kyle Kuzma puts up 13 points on 3 of 18 from the field and, like, misses a layup that would have put the Lakers up by 3. Like, go ahead shot or whatever. And every reply is just like, Kyle Kuzma hot shower video. Kyle Kuzma hot shower video.
Yeah, he might be a bigger meme than Caruso.
If the Lakers, he's absolutely, because Caruso is a meme, but, like, people actually kind of respect his game. Like, nobody is
that's
out
fair.
here like, Kyle Kuzma really balled out tonight.
Even in a game where he does do solid, people will still find a way to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Like that one pass that went viral of him like doing it behind the back and falling over,
God,
and
dude.
they put that clip of like Magic Johnson talking about his behind the back pass and then showed that clip. It was so good.
And Anthony Davis is just looking at him like, dude.
Yeah, and then no one helps him up off the ground.
Yeah, if Kyle Kuzma's not careful, Kyle Kuzma is going to have to be like the fucking Robert Horry or like Steve Kerr of game 6 or 7. Because he's going to get his ass traded if he doesn't. I think he's going to get his ass traded anyway. But like he's going to get like shipped off to Charlotte or something if he keeps
You think
being
LeBron
horrible.
just keeps him around so he can talk about wine with him?
I think LeBron keeps him around so that there's always a scapegoat. Because even if LeBron has a bad game, we know that Kuzma's gonna be worse.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of LeBron,
Um,
has been doing his
yeah,
thing this final, so he
yeah.
has.
LeBron's been absurd. He's 35 years old. I think he's on. I think he's on par or better than Michael Jordan's 98, which would have been his age 35 finals. Like he's ridiculous. He's playing some of the best basketball of his career.
Yeah,
Um,
I, s- I saw a Instagram post, and it was like, it was talking about how AD, because you know how like every game AD like falls over like 4 times a game and acts like he's hurt, and then comes back in a minute later.
yeah.
Yeah, so I saw a post about that, and then in the comments it was like, AD spent more time on his knees than Jamal Murray's girlfriend. It was pretty funny.
I saw a tweet and it was like Anthony Davis averages like one major injury scare a game.
Yeah,
And like honestly, like going into the season, I was like, it's gonna be if the Lakers season goes badly, it's going to be because Anthony Davis gets some minor injury that keeps him out for like 8 weeks.
yeah. All right, Game 5 now. Holy shit, Game 5 was
So
insane.
yeah. So this is one of the best. After Jimmy Butler's Game 3 Finals performance, I didn't think that somebody could be better, and he technically, like statistically, wasn't better. Like I think he had like 7 less points and like 4 less assists or whatever, but he just like this was his 2001 Iverson game, his second one.
The thing is,
Really.
I feel like Game 3 was more of his Iverson game because, like, the reason I say that is because in Game 5, everyone else besides Iggy had double-digit points still. Duncan had 26. So, like, he had a really. Like, I think this game was better than his Game 3, but in turn, like, Allen Iverson basically did it all by himself, which is what Jimmy did in Game 3.
Yeah, what I was saying, what I was kind of thinking about Game 5 and how I think it's more like Iverson's final, like 2001, is because Jimmy Butler played essentially the entire game. Like he played 47
He
and like 12 seconds,
he didn't
47
play
minutes,
for
12 seconds out
49
of 48
seconds
minutes.
of the game.
Yeah, he was ridiculous. Like that's part of the reason, and the other reason is he hit the go-ahead points to like really like I'm sure like I know he did it in Game 3 too, but I feel like the free throws that he hit were a little bit more significant than the points that he put up at the end of Game 3.
Yeah, because
Just
this was
because
technically a winner go home.
yeah, it was. And so now do you want to transition to what Jay Crowder was saying?
Yeah, sure. You want to take the lead on that?
Yeah, so Jay Crowder, let me just pull up League Alerts to get the exact quote. But Jay Crowder basically said that the Heat were motivated by the Lakers wearing the Mamba jerseys. He said that it gave them extra motivation to stave off eliminations, which yeah, I kind of thought the exact same thing going into the game. I was like, that's a little bit of an early like victory cigar for the Lakers, like because I know that they're going to want to wear those jerseys in a closeout game, but like it's Game 5, guys. Like
To be fair, they
you
did
know,
only need one. Like, this was their game. Like, if they win it, they win the
no, I know,
championship.
but they
Right?
can like
So,
I don't know, like it just felt like a little bit of a we know we're gonna win. Fuck you, we're the Lakers, and I get it. They've been the best team. But it just like it felt a little cocky, and I can understand why. Because they also haven't lost a game wearing them all playoffs. Like this was the first game that they lost wearing the Mamba jerseys.
yeah.
So I don't know. I can understand where Jay was coming from, and like just watching it, I was like, that might not be a great idea to wear those in Game 5. I think that's just gonna piss off the Heat.
I mean, I can see that, but I can also see why. Like, I'm imagining they're probably going to wear them for the rest of the series because they want to win in those jerseys.
Yeah.
So, whichever game they do end up winning, they want to be doing it in those jerseys.
Yeah, I agree. But I can definitely understand. I thought that was just an interesting quote from Jay because that was kind of what I was thinking a little bit. I was like, oh, that's a weird. I mean, it's a very confident thing to do, and I understand why. But I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that might not have been the best idea.
So on the Lakers side, LeBron had 40. AD had 28 and 12. Kentavious had 16. And then off the bench, Kyle Kuzma had 7 on 3 of 10 shooting. Rondo had 4 on 1 of 7 shooting. And then the last
Dude,
possession.
Such a
Oh
fucking.
man.
The last possession was such a shit show. So I just kind of want to
Heat
go
defended
through
that
the
perfectly.
events leading up to it, though. So it was basically for the last couple minutes, very back and forth. Like, Jimmy Butler drives in, hits a shot. LeBron hits a shot, or kicks it out to somebody who misses a three, and then Anthony Davis gets the rebound. Like, just very, very back and forth, finals basketball. And, Jimmy finally gets the go-ahead free throws. He hits like 4 out. He was perfect from the line last night, by the way. Make your free throws, kids.
Yeah, 12 of 12.
Yeah, that's absurd.
The only missed free throw on that entire team was Bam missed 1. Otherwise, it would have been a perfect from free throw line.
Oh, yeah, and then I saw the free throw numbers. Heat were like 21 of 22. Lakers were 18 of 21. That's exactly how I want these games to be called. That, like, no pure bias. Like, I can't see
if the
Lakers or Heat get like 10 more free throws than the other
if
team.
the
It's
free
just gonna
throws
fucking bother me
dude,
forever.
if the Lakers don't get 10 more free throws than the Heat, then it's biased officiating against the Lakers. So
is that what the Lakers are saying?
that's what the Lakers fans are saying. Yeah, they're like, bro, it was Lakers versus refs out there. I was like, bro, come on. Like, there was people trying to argue that Dwight's flagrant 1 shouldn't have been a flagrant.
Didn't he like kick Jimmy Butler in the face?
So Jimmy went up for the drive, and Dwight basically brought his arm down on Jimmy's face.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, Dwight.
And then there's also people so it was back and forth. It was really confusing. There was a group of people that were like, that wasn't a flagrant. And then there was a group of people saying like, why is Dwight still in the game if he has a flagrant and a tech?
Didn't he get ejected?
No, I'm pretty sure he was still in the game. He might have actually. He only played 15 minutes, so he might have gotten ejected. I was just looking at the comments.
Yeah. So, final play. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like I was pretty delirious. Like, I feel like you probably got it.
So, LeBron James is at the top. He drives in. 4 Heat players crash in on him, which is a smart thing to do. He sees Danny Green wide open at the top of the key. He makes a LeBron pass because it was pretty accurate.
Can I just interject here for
Sure.
just a second? Danny Green was as open as I've ever seen any basketball player ever on a three-pointer.
Because everyone crashed in on LeBron.
Like, I've seen people get wide open layups on fast breaks. I have never, ever, ever seen a player that wide open from the top of the key on a three-point shot. Never in my life.
Yeah, so basically LeBron, 4 Heat players, and Anthony Davis were all in the paint. Danny Green's alone at the top of the key. He shoots it. It hits the front of the rim.
Oh my God.
Goes out. Hits him. So Markieff Morris then gets the ball. And I don't know who he was throwing it to. Because it wasn't near LeBron or AD. He just kind of threw it out of bounds.
So after seeing the replay, I believe that he was trying to throw an interior pass into Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis had a slight, like, just post advantage on Bam Adebayo on the block, and so I think that he was trying to throw a pass to Anthony Davis, who would have, obviously tried to hit a basket, or put it up and in. Like, Anthony Davis, 2 plays before, had hit the go-ahead shot before Jimmy got fouled. So, Anthony Davis was on last night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what he was trying to do, and it just was so far off the mark.
It
Like
was
it was
terrible.
it was just, it was so bad. And
Yeah.
then, Tyler Harrow. So then, but the Lakers still have a second and a half, like 1.6 seconds. Obviously, basically no time, but they have enough time to foul and then take a three because they're only down by one. So Heat kind of have a little bit of trouble inbounding it. They get it into Harrow. And then Harrow
It's clutch.
Harrow is clutch. Tyler Harrow, I was like muttering to myself. I was like, Tyler Harrow, I swear to fucking God, if you don't make these free throws, you don't make these fucking free throws. I was like muttering like an insane person.
Yeah.
And
Bro, he's got the confidence, though. Like,
he
I
does,
don't
but
even
he's
think...
been kind of a bad free throw shooter, like for his standards in the finals. Like he has not been great.
I mean...
Like I think he was like 11 of 14. Like that's very good, but like he was like perfect for the most part throughout the playoffs. Like, like
Yeah. I mean...
get it. He's a rookie. I'm cutting him some slack, but I was like, fuck, dude. If there are ever two free throws to make, these are the ones.
I mean, he hasn't been bad, though. Like, in Game 4, I think he shot 2 of 4, which isn't, like, great. But other than that, like, he's been 6 of 6, or, like, 3 of 4, or 2 of 2. Like, he hasn't
He
been...
I guess he hasn't been as, like, he hasn't been as consistent as he was. He was basically perfect throughout the first part of the playoffs, and I think I just got used to it and forgot that he was, like, 20.
Yeah.
So Harrow makes those, and then the inbounds possession was stressing me out. Do you want to talk about that? Like, what was Iguodala doing? Like, did you see that?
The thing, Iggy, like, the whole game, I didn't know what he was doing. So, he was just kind of there for, like, he was there to foul, I guess, throughout the entire game. So, I don't know why he was in at the end there.
Like, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope wide open on, like, the the Lakers' own, like, it would have been, like, a volleyball line three, but, like,
Yeah. Well,
he left him wide open, and then he finally called for a defensive switch, and he was able to get on him. But I was like, what the fuck?
Well, that's why I'm saying I don't know why they... Because by this point, like, I guess fouling out wouldn't have mattered, but, like, he had a lot of fouls, so he's kind of on that all game. He wasn't able to, like, stay out of foul trouble, so I guess he didn't want to risk, like, getting up into KCP and fouling him on someone and giving him 3 free throws. Because then that would send it into OT, and then Jimmy was already so gassed. I think if they went to OT, the Lakers would have won. So
yeah, he's in there to get the, like, the kid in middle school, like, that's a football player and has never really touched a basketball. He's in there to get that stat line, like 14 rebounds, like, like every defensive rebound that nobody goes for, he's supposed to get it. He's supposed to get 5 fouls, like maybe a block or a steal, and 2 points. That's what Andre Iguodala's stat line is supposed to be, and he fills that role well now. Like, fate of the universe, aliens got the laser beam pointed at the earth. You gotta make this shot. I don't want Andre Iguodala.
yeah, I'm the Max Kellerman vibes, dude.
Didn't
he say? Who do you say he would take on? Do you say he'd take Iggy over Curry?
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what I was saying in the chat today. I was like, fate of the world in your hands. Aliens got the laser beam pointed at the earth. Like, you gotta make this shot. Danny Green or LeBron James. I'm taking Danny Green. Like,
yeah, I mean, that last possession was kind of sloppy, but LeBron taking a 40-footer is never gonna be like a high percentage.
No. Like, I was like, Tyler Harrow, you know that if you miss one of these, no matter where he is, LeBron is hitting that shot.
Yeah.
LeBron could take that from 45 feet away and hit that shot. Like, he's gonna make it, and it's gonna be on you.
Yeah.
So yeah. Side note: Duncan Robinson was excellent. He's been pretty terrible this whole series, but he was good last night, which is good.
The the post-game interview they gave with Duncan Robinson, and the guy was talking about how, like, he's progressively gotten better throughout the series. Because in game one, I think he had 0. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
he was
Yeah,
awful
and
for like a while.
yeah, in game one he had 0. In game two he had like 5 or 7 or something like that. Some really low, and then he had like 13 points in game three, and then he had I think it was 17 points in game four, and then 26 in game five. So he's been progressively getting better, which is a good sign.
And he actually had the close in on LeBron he did, that was very nice. I've been very critical of his defense, and he's still not a good defender. But he had a very nice close in on LeBron that forced the pass to a wide open Danny Green. He left Danny Green open knowing that he was going to miss the shot and decided to close it on LeBron.
Did you see the clip that went around of basically Kyle Kuzma landing in Duncan Robinson's landing zone? Then Duncan fell over because he had nowhere to land, and then they called a foul, and then Kyle Kuzma started like flopping around like a fish. Like, how is that a foul on me?
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma has some of the most hilarious unearned foul anger.
Yeah.
Every single time he gets called for a foul, like a basic shooting foul, like he hits Bam Adebayo's elbow, and he's like, "What?" Like he does the LeBron thing.
The difference is LeBron has earned the respect of the refs.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma's fucking Kyle Kuzma.
I gotta say,
The
I think
refs saw the hot shower video and were like, "We're just gonna call fouls against you on purpose."
yeah, they weren't fans of it. I think the funniest moment of that entire, well, not the funniest, but like the stupidest like thing that I saw. So Dwight was inbounding it to Rondo, and what happened? Rondo went in for like a fake cut, then he was gonna go out and get the pass, but then Dwight bit on the cut and just ended up throwing it to Jimmy Butler, who then got it to Jay Crowder for a 3. And I was like, dude, come on.
I saw that. I was like, because it was the Duncan Robinson putback, right?
Yeah, because Jay missed it, then Duncan Robinson went in for the dunk.
I saw that replay and I was like, wait a second. Why did Dwight Howard just throw it to Jimmy Butler? Like, I didn't even see Rondo at all. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, these are the guys LeBron's playing with.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
If LeBron James blows this series, he falls out of my bottom 5. He falls out of my top 5.
Who are you quoting here?
Paul Pierce, baby.
Well, P wasn't even in LeBron's top 5 until
I'm kidding,
3 days ago.
I have no idea what Paul Pierce's top 5 is as of this series. But if LeBron James blows this, how hilarious will it be?
Oh, social media will be crazy.
Do you think that completely negates the 2016 comeback if he blows 3-1 in the finals?
It doesn't negate it, but I think it looks a lot worse because he lost to the 5 seed.
I agree. I think if he loses to the Heat, I think the Heat know that they're playing with house money right now.
Oh yeah, the Heat have nothing to lose.
Is not on us. The pressure is on the Lakers.
I mean, they made it
franchise in the last 30 years.
They exceeded expectations by making it to the playoffs. They had nothing else to prove.
Yeah, the Lakers, it's the Lakers. Obviously, LeBron James he already has a huge seat at the table of the GOAT debate, but he's obviously playing for more hardware to just further his case, or at least, just get more rings so he can, have more rings. There's not really, he doesn't need a reason to want to have more rings.
What do you think happens to Anthony Davis's, I guess maybe not his legacy, but what do you think happens to public opinion of Anthony Davis if he blows a 3-1 lead?
I think that he will be shielded by the just sheer amount of people shitting on LeBron.
That's fair.
I think that Anthony Davis will, even if Anthony Davis plays like shit in Game 6 and 7, which truly I think that Game 6 is the game that the Lakers close out. I think that I predicted Lakers in 5. The Heat got some. I think that it's going to be Lakers in 6. I think that LeBron James is going to play man possessed. Anthony Davis is
like he did tonight, or not tonight, last night.
Yeah, but I don't think stuff is going to go quite as well for the Heat. Like, stuff definitely kind of broke in their favor. I don't think that that's going to happen again. Like, Markieff Morris is not going to make another play like that. First of all, they're not going to give it to Danny Green or Markieff Morris in that situation. They're going to draw a play up for – hopefully they save a timeout, and they'll draw a play up so that LeBron is the one taking that shot, or at least Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But if the Lakers blow this, this is worse than the 2011 finals for sure for LeBron.
If the Lakers blow this, is Jimmy a Hall of Famer?
I think Jimmy's already a Hall of Famer.
Really?
I think Jimmy Butler went from a guy that I was like, maybe if he retired tomorrow, maybe he'd be like a Sidney Moncrief sort of guy where, like, he gets in 20 or 30 years, like, people look at his accomplishments and are like, yeah, that's a damn good basketball player. Like, let's put him in. But I think that if he, just from this performance alone, I think that he's just...
The thing is, like,
I think this is going to stick in voters' heads. Like, he's also, like... I think the general rule is that if you have five All-Star game appearances...
He's a 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, 4-time All-Defensive team.
I think the general rule is if Jimmy Butler, or if somebody has 5 All-Star game appearances, they're going to get strong consideration for the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is bullshit, but it is what it is. And I think that this would, obviously he's not going to retire. He's going to retire with, I would say most likely a ring. I think he's going to get a ring with Miami. I would say he's going to probably make 4-ish more All-Star games. Probably make a couple other All-NBA teams and more defensive teams, and maybe win like a DPOY or something. I think he's going to retire with the hardware to get in, like, easily. Like, I think he'll probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer when it's all said and done, especially if he retires with a weak class. Like I think that if Jimmy Butler, like, obviously if Jimmy Butler retired with, like, LeBron, like, if LeBron and Carmelo and, like, Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler all retired at the same time, like, Jimmy retires a little early, I think, he's not getting in first ballot. But I think that he is going to – I think that if he plays, 8 or 9 more seasons, which I don't think this is going to be his last contract. I know he said that. I know he said he only wants to play until he's, like, 35, but he loves basketball too much, I think. I think especially I think if he got a ring, I think it all just depends on if the Heat are still in contention. Like, if they're still a really good team, I think he'd probably re-sign.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because, like, I guess you are right. It's not like the Basketball Hall of Fame is extremely hard to get into, but...
Yeah, I mean, Sidney Moncrief has pretty similar career accolades, just he's got more defensive accolades. Like, he has, like, I think he has 4 All-Star games. I think he has, like, 1 or 2 All-NBAs.
Yeah, well, he has the
never won a
2-time
championship.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, 2-time
5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, and then 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
I think that Jimmy retires with more All-Star games and probably less Defensive Player of the Years and less All-Defenses.
Yeah.
Which I think would get him in. I think basically how the Hall of Fame works is if you have, and this is just from, like, looking at Wikipedia's of Hall of Famers, if you have 5 All-Star games, you're going to get strong consideration. If you have 6, you're probably going to get in within 10 years of retirement. If you have 10 years of being on the ballot. If you have 7, 5. If you have 8 or more, you're probably first 3 ballots. And then if you have 9 to 18 or whatever, you're probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, I think that's just purely if you do that. Like, Tracy McGrady basically did nothing but make All-Star games and All-NBA teams, and he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Tracy McGrady's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that. Like, Tracy McGrady did almost nothing except, like, he didn't make any, like, huge all-defense. He might have made 1. Yeah, he didn't make an all-defensive team. He had 2 scoring championships, which is probably what got him in, and was a 7-time All-Star, and then 7-time All-NBA. And that's what got him into the Hall of Fame. Like, he has no defensive accolades. He never made it out of the first round. And he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So,
yeah.
I think Jimmy's probably a lock.
So I just want to get your opinion on that.
So what else do we have? We spent a lot of time on the finals. We spent a lot of time on Jimmy.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
So I guess we have some other news. Kristaps he did get surgery on his torn meniscus.
Am I the only one that just didn't know that he had a torn meniscus?
Well, that's why he didn't play for like the entire playoffs. He's after game 1.
Yeah, but I thought he had he was questionable, I believe, for like game 3 or whatever. Like I think he got hurt in game 2. I didn't realize that. I thought it was like a strained meniscus or something. I guess I just didn't know that he fully tore it.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's torn because he's getting surgery to repair it, but it might not be. I mean, the report just said he was getting surgery to repair his meniscus. I don't know how specific that is, but he's had a lot of leg injuries, though, so I don't know. Like, he'll obviously still be fine. His game doesn't necessarily rely on athleticism, but it is still worrying.
That's what happens when you're 7 foot. Really, if you're over about 6'10", you're probably guaranteed to have significant leg issues.
Yeah, and he's 7'3".
And he's 7'3".
The next piece of news, Alvin Gentry is going to be Luke Walton's assistant coach, which is sad to say. Because Alvin Gentry's
so much better.
He's a better coach than Luke Walton. Luke Walton's the second worst coach in the league. And he's really close to first, which is a problem.
Are you saying Tibbs first?
No, I'm saying Jim Boylan first.
Jim Boylan's not a head coach anymore.
I know, but last season.
Oh. Yeah.
That's the problem is Jim Boylan is there and you're still close to the worst coach in the league. That's bad.
Yeah, this feels like just kind of a front office move to just, when you fire Luke Walton, you can just be lazy and just hire Alvin Gentry.
Well, they could have just done that anyway. I don't see why.
Yeah, but it even if, no matter how bad the coach is, unless it's Jim Boylan, it almost always looks bad on an organization to fire a coach after 1 year. Especially if you I think that they continue to either a plateau or an upwards trend of win percentage.
They made not this season. Because last season they were higher, right?
I think they were higher in seeding, but I think they had a similar win percentage, maybe.
I don't know.
You vamp for a second while I look this up.
I just want to say, for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years, I don't think you need to care about public opinion of yourself. I think you need to do what you can to win games. Because otherwise, you're just going to continue to miss. Especially when you have problems with guys like Buddy and stuff. That's never good. And
no,
Fox
I definitely.
Yeah,
it's okay. So they went from a 476 winning percentage to a 431 winning percentage. They were probably on pace. I would say that they were on pace to finish with about 3 or 4 less wins. So pretty similar.
But with a young team like this, you don't want to aim for similar, you know?
No, you don't. You want to aim for continual improvement. But what I'm saying is that if a coach isn't all out terrible, they didn't completely fall off a cliff. They were still all right. If a coach is still all right, he's probably not going to get fired just because it doesn't look good on an organization to be so wishy-washy with coaches. And that makes coaches not want to go there too, which is something that's probably a factor in that too.
I feel like I don't normally condone players leaving their team, but I feel like De'Aaron Fox should leave.
I don't condone players forcing their way out, but if De'Aaron Fox leaves in free agency, that's on Sacramento. If he demands a trade, he hasn't re-signed with them, has he?
No, I think he's still on his rookie contract, right?
Yeah, but wasn't he the same year as Donovan Mitchell? So isn't he eligible for an extension?
I think he's eligible, but he's signed until 2020 to 2021, so next season. They just Yeah, I think they just took the team option. Yeah, they took the 2021 team option last season, so he'll be an unrestricted free agent after next year, I believe.
Pacers.
I wouldn't.
Pacers. I would love De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is like one of my favorite players.
Dude, imagine though De'Aaron Fox and Mike D'Antoni. Oh
Stop it.
man,
Stop it.
that would be lethal. You can't tell me that wouldn't be a fun team to watch.
It would be fun, but like they're not gonna win anything, dude. I want to win.
Dude, you'll make it further than the first round, probably.
Will you?
I mean, Mike
know,
D'Antoni
dude.
gets bounced in the second round at earliest, bro.
That's true.
Just saying.
He does get bounced in the second round.
The next news we have. The Knicks want Chris Paul and possibly Oladipo. The second one hasn't been confirmed yet, but the Knicks want Chris Paul.
This is the most.
You can't see
Again,
the
I
face
say
I'm
this about
making, but
once
it's
an
a face
episode.
of disgust.
This is the most Knicks move of all time. Getting a superstar guard at the edge of like the absolute edge of his prime. Like probably, if he makes any more All-Star teams, it's gonna be next year, and it's gonna be the last time he makes an All-Star game until like they give him the retirement party All-Star game. Like they did.
And he's
for
not going to
Dirk
make the
and
All-Star game on the Knicks, so.
Yeah, that's true. Just trading basically the Knicks. So can you just outline one of the trade proposals?
Yeah,
the
so
Knicks?
Sam Presti said if they do trade Chris Paul to the Knicks, they want at least a first and Kevin Knox. I don't know why they want Kevin Knox.
Because I know the Knicks have multiple. Because I think they have a Mavericks first round pick in the future, and I think that they also have. I think they have like maybe a Washington first round pick or something. Like they have a couple, not their.
I'm
own
assuming
first
they
round
want
picks.
an actual Knicks pick because those are going to be the ones that are valuable.
Yeah. Honestly, if they just did a straight up swap for Chris Paul for a first round pick and then maybe a couple shitty contracts that the Knicks have, like a contract dump,
Yeah.
I would be completely fine with that. Because Sam Presti has pulled off one of the most impressive, like, 2-year rebuilds, basically. Like, he was basically like, okay, Paul George, Russell Westbrook aren't working out. Let's trade them just for a shit ton of picks. And then we'll get Chris Paul, and then we'll trade him for, like, you know, the King's ransom pick, like a New York Knicks pick. Like, the New York Knicks are... And you know that as soon as the New York Knicks don't have that pick, they're going to win the lottery, and that's going to be the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, third.
A top 5 pick.
And if I'm the Knicks, like...
Don't do it.
This is going to put asses in seats, James Dolan. You might as well. I mean, you're already going to get asses in seats because Knicks fans are loyal to a fault, but... yeah,
Don't do it, James.
What's to lose? What's to lose?
I
Besides
want your
a couple
franchise to
years of Chris
succeed.
Paul's prime.
Look,
I don't.
Look, James.
I think it's hilarious that they're so bad.
Listen to me. I want your franchise to succeed, not because I'm a Knicks fan, because I'm not. I'm a Pacers fan. But I just feel bad at this point. You know what I mean? I like Mitchell Robinson. I like RJ. I want them to win, and I feel bad for your fans. I know a few Knicks fans. They're depressed. Just, you know, win some games, and this is not the way to do it. If you want, hire me. I'll come in as your general manager. I'll take over. We'll be a dynasty. But this isn't the way to go. End of speech.
Yeah, James Dolan, if you want the Knicks to be in dynasty, you're going to have to sell the Knicks.
Yeah. Better
Or
yet,
just
donate the Knicks
stop
to
hiring
me for
terrible
free
GMs.
and make me the owner. Then we'll win.
Even better idea, dude.
Yeah.
Will you hire me to be like the president of basketball operations?
You got to prove yourself, dude. I got to see some 2K rebuilds.
Okay. Okay. Check this one out. Hold on. I'm gonna go into the ESPN Trade Simulator.
That's promising.
Okay. Give me an asset you want me to trade on the Knicks.
You want that I want to trade from the Knicks or that I want the Knicks to get?
That you want to trade from the Knicks. Like you want what how much value can you get from this player? Like how much value can I get you for this player?
Well, obviously, Taj Gibson's untouchable, but I'd say how much value can we get for RJ?
RJ Barrett.
Because he's not very valuable, so.
Okay, RJ Barrett. And then Team 2. Okay. I bet. Okay. Let me see what I can do here.
You can throw in some picks if we need to, because those aren't valuable either.
So Taj Gibson is an untouchable.
Yes. Taj Gibson and Bobby Portis cannot be touched.
Okay. Okay, give me just a second.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we're working on a trade right now for you guys, Knicks fans. Tell us what you guys think about it in the comments, because it's definitely going to be good. This is your future general manager whipping up a trade for you.
How do I add in a draft pick?
I don't know.
Shit.
Can you?
I don't think so.
Well, then throw in Mitchell Robinson. We don't need him. This might take a while.
God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna get it.
All right, I guess I'll talk for a little bit while you figure this out. But in reality, Knicks, please don't do this. It would be very dumb of you.
Boom! Let's go!
What we get?
RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson for JJ Redick, baby.
Now that is a steal.
Heist of the century, dude. Knicks fans, this is what you're going to be getting if you let Aditya hire me as your general manager.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably better than what you're going to get under James Dolan.
Dude, JJ Redick's the best player you guys have had in like 5 years. Aside from Kristaps, but he kind of got hurt and then didn't want to be there anymore, so.
Yeah, that's actually really sad.
Yeah.
that would be like easily the best player they've had, not named Kristaps Porzingis in the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
Or I guess 4. Whenever Carmelo left, it's definitely the best players that they've had since Carmelo.
Yeah, and excluding Kristaps, obviously.
Excluding Kristaps, yeah.
But there was also like, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but there were rumors that Giannis wanted Chris Paul to come to Milwaukee, so like a potential Eric Bledsoe trade. I don't know.
I don't think that the Thunder take that. I think that the Thunder would rather have like draft picks.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I think they'd rather have draft picks, and like, I don't think that they want somebody that's going to take up room in the salary cap, which Chris Middleton would do, while also making them just good
Chris
enough
Middleton.
to contend. Contend for a playoff spot. I think that Chris Middleton and Shea would probably.
Well, I don't think they'd trade Chris Middleton. I think they would probably trade Bledsoe, maybe like DiVincenzo and some picks or something. I don't know.
That would actually be a pretty good trade.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty good general manager.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I would like to see Chris Paul in Milwaukee. Honestly, I think that if they could do that, because it seems like Giannis is not like obviously he hasn't asked for a trade, and it doesn't really seem like I thought it was over when they lost that. I was like, fuck, he's gone for sure. And it seems like he's actually maybe trying to work stuff out with the front office. Like, he actually has a desire to win in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they've been doing meetings and stuff.
Yeah, like at the very least, Giannis showing a desire to continue to be in Milwaukee is nice. It's nice to see. I'm
hopeful that he stays. Yes, it'd be good for the small markets.
I want him to stay too. It is. It's always good if the small markets are, honestly, like, when the small markets are doing good, it's good. It's good for me. It's good for my soul when a small market team does well.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely better than seeing the Knicks do well, because the Knicks make money hand over fist regardless.
Yeah, but at some point you gotta feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel sympathy. Just, it's sympathy mixed with a little bit of vinegar, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Well, you know what? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if they like traded for Chris Paul or whatever they did, and then they were like really not like really good, but good enough to like be the 5 or 6 seed in the East for like 2 years, and then Chris Paul retires and they go back to sucking.
And then they retire his jersey.
Yeah, and then they just go back to being ass. Give them like 2 years of happiness. Because there's two things going on, right? One, Knicks fans get 2 years of success. Two, if they make the playoffs 2 years in a row, James Dolan will be less eager than ever to sell the team. He's like, we're getting success now. I'm going to keep running this shit.
Or James Dolan will just be so excited that he poops his pants and sells the team because he's so shameful that he pooped his pants.
I don't see that one happening.
I think that if they won a finals game, he would act, or a finals, if they won a playoff game, he would act like it's the finals, get so excited, that he would run out on the court, and he'd be like, uh-oh.
You think James Dolan runs, dude? Have you seen that, man?
True. James Dolan waddles out on the court.
Last piece of news we have here. Isaiah Thomas, he got like a hip surgery in May or whatever that like I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was supposed to like theoretically fix any hip problems he has. So he's trying to make a comeback for the next season.
This is good. I don't really think it's gonna do anything though. I want to see him get some workouts though. I'd like to see him on the Pacers. That might be kind of fun. Like,
yeah, I just want, dude.
I don't know.
I think every NBA fan wants MVP Isaiah Thomas back.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Isaiah Thomas is always going to be a defensive liability because in the NBA you can't be good on defense if you're 5'9". Like, really under 6 foot, it's almost impossible for you to be a good defender in today's league. Like, no way. Like, Isaiah Thomas was having to guard dudes like Ben Simmons, like, and Lonzo Ball. Like, dudes that have a solid 8 inches plus on him.
Yeah.
More ways than one. Like, even him having to guard the shortest point guards, they have, like, Chris Paul is 6 feet tall. He's got a solid 3 inches on him.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Thomas, when he's just, like... Isaiah Thomas, when he's hot, is one of my favorite, like, one of the most exciting players in the league.
Yeah.
I would love to see... I don't even need MVP Isaiah Thomas. I just want, like, if Isaiah Thomas went to the Lakers and just was, like, good, I wouldn't give a shit. Like, I would love that.
Yeah.
If he was just,
I don't know, he was just
like, on a contending team, getting, like, 12 points a game, like, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to see him. He deserves so much better, dude.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He does.
Maybe we could get him on the podcast.
He got screwed, and then he got hurt, and then, yeah, hell yeah, Isaiah. I'd love to have Isaiah Thomas on the podcast.
We'll send him an email.
Isaiah Thomas, hit us up. What if he's, like, the guy that we don't... Like, you know how we usually... Like, we know Noah's listening for sure, and we have, like, 2 other listeners. What if...
Actually, there's a decent amount of listeners. Our average videos get like 10 or 11 views a week, which like isn't amazing, but it's not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I don't really like look at our average listeners that much.
I just have it up on YouTube Studio, but usually like within a week, I guess, we're expected to have somewhere between 10 and 13 views a week.
Damn.
Yeah, so not bad.
So maybe Isaiah Thomas is one of those 9 to 14 people.
Yeah.
But seriously, if any of our reader or listeners are professional basketball players,
or even non-professional basketball players,
or even just like professional athletes, like, hey, if you're a professional like foosball player, let us interview you.
Professional
please.
Pinball player.
Professional gamer, Ninja, are you there?
Ooh.
If Ninja listens to the podcast, Dude,
and we
what
made
if
it.
Ninja listened to the pod? If
Dude,
Ninja, if you're
what
listening to
if-
this podcast,
Dude, what
Ninja?
if Travis Scott listens to the podcast?
dude, that would be so sicko mode.
Facts.
All right, so we're getting kind of delirious. I think I've been up for 12 hours and it's 4 o'clock.
I didn't fall asleep until like 4:30 because I was laying in bed in a pile of my own sweat. So
It's awesome that I was up before you had fallen asleep from the previous night. That makes me feel really great about my work schedule.
yeah. The thing is, I got into bed at like 2:30, but even with the AC on, it was so hot that I was still sweating, and I couldn't go to sleep.
All right. Nice. How hot is it up in... Actually, let's save this for after the podcast. Let's do the outro.
Okay.
If you like this, drop a like, subscribe. Aditya and I both have channels linked in the comments. If you didn't check out Aditya's video that he uploaded last week, it's hilarious.
2 weeks about.
I guess maybe it's 2 weeks ago. Maybe
Yeah.
I think we've only shouted out once because I think you uploaded it like right after we finished recording the podcast. Like 2 Saturdays ago maybe. But if you haven't watched that, it's like really fucking funny. It's just a good edit. It's it's like a golf with friends video. It's really funny. And
It is pretty good, and I got more stuff coming. So
yeah. We've been recording Rainbow. We got to make a new Minecraft world tonight. Maybe we'll do some Minecraft Let's Plays because Noah fucked up our other Minecraft world. He's never going to be Noah, if you're listening to this, you are never going to be allowed to make the Minecraft server again. Do you understand?
But yeah, also check out Aiden's channel. You still upload every Monday, right?
Yeah. I upload every Monday. It's not always good. I just really like the routine for some reason. It's just my favorite thing is a routine. Just a good routine. I'm a creature of habit, so it's good for me.
You also have the podcast email and the podcast Twitter in the description. Check that out. We don't really... I don't use the Twitter at all. But
I keep saying that I want us to be more active on Twitter, and then I don't ask for the Twitter login, and I don't tell you to tweet out the links or anything, so you don't do it or can't do it or whatever.
I can. I don't even use my regular Twitter at all. I just don't use Twitter.
Yeah, I'm a lot more active on Twitter. So yeah.
But we might use it a little more. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to start using it, but like if you just give me the login, I'd definitely tweet out the links and stuff, and then probably just tweet out some dumb basketball opinions because I did that on my own Twitter anyway. So why not just do it on the basketball podcast Twitter?
Solid. I think that's all we got. Thank you for watching.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And
turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload.
Yes.
Boom.
And
All right,
I'll see you
bye.
next time.